Hi there, I'm Ellen. Welcome to day 14 of Vlog Every Day in April. Today's topic is demons and other dark energies. Dun dun dun. So I'm obviously making a little bit light here of the subject, in part because it makes me a little bit uncomfortable. Even though I've dealt with energies that are, yes, demonic in nature, are certainly dark in nature, and from a professional level, I can divest myself of that uncomfortableness and just practice really practical caution around them. In regular life, whatever that means, outside of my professional sessions and such, I still have a lot of discomfort around those types of things because there's a lot of uncertainty around them. And I say uncertainty in the sense that what might they do? What is their intent? It's quite different than with ghosts, because with ghosts you can pretty much identify efficiently and comfortably what's going on. With demons and other dark energies, there are, let's say, a lot more bells and whistles that can be in play. And so with that, yes, there can definitely be some discomfort that arises from me. And so, what are demons? Demons are a dark energy, and yet demons, I have found, are intelligent. And I feel like therein lies the big difference. With other dark energies I've dealt with, it could be shadow figures. It could be a dark energy that has attached itself to a house or an object, which for me, clairvoyantly and clairsentiently, appears more like an ink stain, or maybe even something thicker than that, like black paint or black tar, and feels sticky, feels kind of gross, really, slimy sometimes. And yet, even though I feel a definite need for caution around dark energy, dark matter of that sort, I don't feel any intelligence from it. It's more like it's a reflection of something. It's a reflection of someone's anger, which over time built up. Something of that nature. And so in those instances, it feels quite cut and dried as far as identifying it and then clearing it, diffusing it. With the demonic energy, there's the intelligent factor, and the intelligent factor makes it more predatorial, let's say. That's my impression, solely my impression. It does feel rather predatorial because I just heard it has a mission. So unlike that dark matter that I spoke of, demons have an agenda, and that's where caution needs to be supersized, and where distance is a wonderful thing. This is part of the reason that I very, very rarely do in-person clearings. I do almost all of them, and almost exclusively, remotely. And it's because even though in person I could certainly protect myself adequately, remotely I really institute a really firm barrier, a border that limits my interaction with those energies. They don't get up in my face, let's say. Okay, whereas in person at a residence or a property, they would have perhaps more opportunity to get up in my face, which I would just rather not deal with. So how do these energies come about? I talked a bit about how dark energy, dark matter itself, can come about because of repeated intense emotion, and it begins to accumulate. I mean, if we feel that our intense emotions, especially those, let's say, of anger, of hate, of violence, don't impact things around us, we're totally kidding ourselves. We're totally lying to ourselves, because they do have an impact. Our words spoken in anger and hate and violence have an impact. Our actions have an impact. And they don't just impact those at whom they're directed. They impact anything in its path. Anything and everything in its path. So with demons are another thing entirely. And I'm going to actually give over to my guides, I'm happy to say, and find out what their take on demons are. We notice that demons are entities which, for the most part, were never in human form. And their only agenda is discord. You could say that they are as though taking the ego and all of its worst aspects and amplifying them and then manifesting them into a form which can create destruction, which can create disharmony, dysfunction, dis-ease. Okay, that's great. That is fantastic, and it feels very resonant for me as far as a description of what demonic energies are. So imagine that I just heard vile, that someone's vile energy takes on a persona of some sort, takes on an egoic energy that permits it to manifest into something that is of intelligence, and then suppose that it has free reign to do what it will, and what it wills is itself to create disturbance. So how do we deal with those energies? It's very similar, actually, to dealing with dark energy or dark matter. The only thing is, we need to be more aware that these energies, as I just heard, can be wily. And so we need to be more wily, in a sense, ourselves, and in a way put ourselves in a position of perhaps being one step ahead of it. And in that way, we can then circumvent what might be its next action, and I just heard displace it. And so what does that mean? What does it mean to displace a demonic energy? For me, it means envisioning a cylinder, and it is a cylinder of source light, and it is hard. I just heard tempered. So it's tempered so it won't shatter, can't be shattered. And I envision it coming down over and encasing a demonic energy in light. And then inviting that light to energize that demon and bring it back to source. So it's been displaced, right? It's been displaced from wherever it's been hanging out, whatever it's been disrupting, and is brought back into the source light, or brought into the source light, so that it can no longer create harm, create damage. So that's how I deal with demons. Anything else to say about this topic? No. You know, I was a little bit hesitant about doing this video, and yet this is part of the work I do, and it seemed disingenuous to overlook it. It would be so much more comfortable just to talk about all those things that are of the light. And yet, you know, where there's light, there's dark. Where there's dark, there's light. And so here's that bit of balance. That's what this topic is. It's a little bit of balance. And even though it's a balance that's from imbalance, there's still balance. So I'm curious, have you ever had an experience with a demonic energy? Meaning an intelligent, dark energy? Have you ever had experience with a place or an object that felt dank to you, felt really uncomfortable, that you just, you know, it made your skin crawl or something of that nature? I'd love to hear from you. Please feel free to leave a comment. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel. Until next time, take really good care. Lots of love.